OMG, welcome back to my channel. So excited that you are here. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn, and I'm bringing you a new weekly video. And I'll be honest with you, as I'm filming this intro, I have not started any projects yet in my house. I actually have a big weekend coming up. If you've been with me for a while, I do have a couponing channel as well, and I usually participate in a townwide yard sale, and that's this weekend. So I've been preparing for that, but I don't want to not do a project. So this might be a little bit of a shorter video. I'm not certain yet, but we're going to work on something. Definitely going to be getting into some yard work. We have a glorious, beautiful day today. So we're going to work on a home project, and you're going to find out what it is along with me. If you're new and you just found me, I am so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new right down there? I would love to welcome you and say hello back to you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I appreciate you. Definitely leave me a hello down there so I can say hi to you. All right, let's get into some yard work. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's get to work. All right, I told you in last week's video that I ordered the Grandpa's WEEDER. I had kept seeing advertisements, so it came. Here it is. We are gonna test it out together. It's definitely like heavy duty. So hopefully, oh dang it. I don't wanna drop this because Clarky will eat it. I just heard a bird flying above me. Oh, a big bumblebee. We're gonna try it out and see how it works. All right, we're gonna go, it doesn't matter, we got weeds everywhere, so we're gonna go to one of the spots we got weeds and try it out. All right, hopefully I have the camera positioned right. Okay, so this is supposed to go in the middle, and then you press down on this with your foot, so should be fairly easy. So we've got this in the middle. I'm gonna move. Press down and then just lift up. Oh, oh my gosh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Let's do some more. All right, I can't believe how easy that was. I'm a little nervous about this area because my husband laid down that horrible dirt he ordered last year, but hopefully I can get through it. It's like hard as a rock. I got some, these are like dandelion weeds over here, so let's get this down in the middle. Yeah, see, it's hard for me to, you have to be able to press down. Okay, there we go. And then we just lift up. Are you flipping kidding me? Are you flipping kidding me? This is the easiest dang thing. Oh my gosh. And then I'm just gonna stick it right in the lawn bag. I should have put on some gloves. I'm trying not to touch anything. Let's see. There we go. And pull. Did that one not work? I didn't get it down far enough. Pull up. It worked. OMG. No bending. Oh, okay. This is my new favorite garden tool now. Let's do some more. I am seriously so impressed with this thing. I told you in last week's video, like, you see videos, they make things look so darn easy, and then it doesn't always work out that way. This thing is so easy. So I decided to take it over here to this bed and start working, because you can see I got a lot of weeding to do over here. And weeding, I mean, all yard work is hard work, but weeding is hard work because there's so much bending. I finally went inside and got my dang gloves. But really, I mean, other than just being monotonous and doing the same thing over and over, this was not hard physical labor, which was awesome. This was the bed that started all of the yard work for me last year. I don't know if you've been with me for that long, but this bed was a complete disaster. It's actually where I got poison ivy and discovered that I had poison ivy all throughout my yard. I really probably should have put on my sleeves, but I wasn't planning on doing anything except for pulling the weeds. I ended up doing a little bit more than just that, but you can see like it pulls the roots out and everything. I am in love with this tool. Now, a couple of things with this Grandpa's weeder. It's pretty solid and strong. It was pulling up more than just weeds for me. I have a lot of vines running throughout my whole entire yard, some of which could be poison ivy vines, I'm not sure. And you're going to see right here, it just pulled up a big root. Which is no big deal to me at all. I just kind of wanted to give you the full spectrum of what this tool does. I also used it on some little volunteer trees. Technically, they're not weeds, but you know, the little trees that just start growing. If they were small enough, I just pulled them up with this, which was awesome. So I told you in the intro that I was planning for a big weekend, which was very successful, very exhausting. Always happy to be invited to that citywide yard sale. So I didn't have a whole lot of time for house projects and yard work this week. But, I mean, look at how easy that just comes up. I definitely wanted to give this baby a try. Now, these ones that spread more out where you can't exactly see the middle can be a little tricky. That one came up just fine. I'm going to show you one in a little bit that was a little bit more challenging because it was so wide. So right here under my hydrangea bush, you can see I've got a pretty widespread weed growing here, and it was hard to figure out where the middle was. So it took me a couple of tries, and it took me a couple of times of pulling it up because it was so big, but I did get a huge chunk of it. And once I'm finished getting all the weeds up in this bed, I will spray it with that 30% vinegar mix that I've showed you a couple of times to really help contain the weeds.
Hi, Clocky. What are you doing? You want to help me pull weeds? I will get you your own Grandpa's weeder. You want your own Grandpa's weeder?
And there was your little dose of Clarky. All right, the hubs and I, he got home from work and I said, hey, do you want to help me plant the hostas that he had got me for Mother's Day? We really need to get them into the ground. So we're going to go ahead and plant them up into this front bed. That's where I told you I was going to put them. I think they're going to love it here. I hope they are. I could have done this by myself, but anytime I can get him to do the digging, it makes me happy. He just does it so much more effortlessly than I do. You know, he likes to use the dang pogo stick method. Have you guys been with me since I did the first makeover on my front yard when he was doing the pogo stick method with the oh, what are they called? The shepherd's hooks. Oh my gosh, I was cracking up. And then he was doing it here again. I have no idea if it's just me or if it's just a difference of men versus women. I just would not, I don't have that balance that I could jump on the shuffle like he does. We had a conversation about a week ago at dinner about our soil, and all of a sudden, must be because of the digging, he brings it up.
I said something about having clay soil, and you're like, we don't have clay soil. And I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, we do.
That's pretty much all we have. Is that,
I know.
That's good.
Huh?
That's good.
No. I mean, it's not bad, but it's a little harder to work with than every soil has its own issues.
Seriously, he cracks me up. Literally, we're at the dinner table, and I mentioned something about our soil being clay, and he was like, we don't have clay soil. And I was like, Have you ever dug in the ground here? What are you talking about? All we have is clay soil. And then all of a sudden we're out here digging. I didn't mention anything about that conversation. And he must have realized, you probably couldn't even heard him. He said, what I said was we do have clay soil. And I'm like, no, that is not what you said. All right, so I'm getting these. He's digging the holes for me, which I so appreciate, and I'm getting them into the ground. I am not, like, spreading the roots out or anything like that. I have never, ever felt like that was a good idea. Even when I knew literally nothing about gardening, I never thought it was a great idea to be disturbing the roots unless you had to. So I did not do that with these. I don't do it with like flowers that I buy from the nursery very often either. I know that's a popular thing that a lot of people think you're supposed to do that. I personally do not. But if that works for you, that's great. Just sharing with you what I did. And then I'm just going to go ahead and water them all in. And I thought this was so sweet. I did not realize until I watched this back that he was holding the hose up for me so that I didn't disturb any of the hostas as I was moving along. And then he asked me if I needed to water the flowers before he put the hose back.
I just did yesterday. Let me check them real quick. This one, man, this one is thirsty. Oh, no, but I do need to water the strawberries. Do you see? Is that drainage hole? I have a drainage hole.
Yeah.
I watered it, so and it's still very heavy. And it was not draining.
I mean, there's 2 holes in the bottom, further up. I mean, there's 2 holes, and then up inside there's 2 more.
I just can't believe how much water I gave that thing and nothing drained out. So it makes me nervous. I know it was working before because I've watered them more than once.
Yeah, that seems way too hard to be watering.
I mean, yeah, it is getting the leaves all dirty, which is not great, but
My Mother's Day flowers are still sitting out here. I got to get them hung up. And I still have to figure out what I'm doing with that barrel. I'm not sure how I'm going to change this around, but look at this. One little hosta's got some new growth on it already, which is awesome, which is one of the reasons why I said we need to get these potted. We already got one with new growth. But pretty much just had a bare bed up here other than I put flowers in that barrel last year. And now we've got a little bit of life in here. And I can't wait to see how these grow. And I think it looks so pretty. This is another bed in the front yard. So while he was out here with the shovel, I asked him if he'd take this up. This is like a tree stump from a tree that had died many years ago. And I really want to get flowers in here, but this tree stump, I wanted to get rid of it. And I'm glad we did because it was literally infested with ants. It's rotting out. And it just needed to come up. We had to go get some ant spray. So anyways, it came up very easy because it was all rotting. And so now I have a clear bed. I just got to get a few weeds out of this one. It's not terrible. And then I can plant some flowers up here. So I would love to hear what's going on in your world, what's happening in your life. Are you working on any projects this week? Definitely feel free to share it with me down below. I have another thing that I'm going to plant up here. I have some little teeny baby bleeding hearts. Who remembers when I redid the floor in the shed and I had the help of my now 71-year-old friend, Vivian. Well, Vivian's house was the one that I was at for the yard sale, and she had a whole bunch of bleeding hearts She has a beautiful one in her yard, and apparently they must spread a little bit and self-seed. And so she potted a whole bunch of them up in these little containers, and she was selling them at the yard sale. And I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's a bleeding heart. I said, can you show me? Do you have an established one? And she showed me. Oh my gosh, they're so darn cute. They're a perennial. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy some of those from you. And she was like, no, you're not. Take what you want. She's so darn sweet. So this one was a little bit bigger, so I decided to split it. And I'm going to make 2 bleeding heart plants. I wanted to put them up in this front area right here, just to see how much they spread around. Let me know if you have any experience with bleeding hearts. They are really pretty. And I do know that they prefer a lot of shade, which this area right here gets a little bit of morning sun for a couple hours, and then it gets shaded for the rest of the day, which is why my flowers didn't do well that I planted in that pot last year, because I planted all sun-loving flowers. So I think they will do well in this bed. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that they do. And I'm just using the Root Slayer shovel because that thing just cuts through so good. And I'm definitely not doing the pogo stick method like my husband because I would just fall flat on my face or my butt, one or the other. I think her bleeding heart had pink flowers, but now I can't even remember. I don't know if these will flower this year or not. I don't know how long they take to grow, but I think they will be a great addition up here and give me, I mean, the hostas already gave some color up here, but I think these will give some nice additional color and look super cute. I wish I would have taken some videos. Her garden is gorgeous. It's filled with all perennials. She has the most beautiful peonies bush that had one humongous flower. It's getting ready to just put off a whole bunch of blooms, but
all right, so I got 3 little baby bleeding hearts now planted up here. Let's hope that they do some awesome growing. It's pretty hot today and a lot of bright sun right now, but that's going to go away soon, and these will all be under shade. So I think they're going to like it here, but you know, time will tell. And I'm excited to see how much these will spread. I wanted to put them in this contained area just so I could get an idea, because she had a lot of these little ones that had popped up. So obviously they self-seed and spread around. She also gave me some Shasta daisies, which I'm excited to plant these. These should be perennial. So I got to figure out, and they are sun loving. So I got to figure out, they would not do well here because the shade is going to come within, and it only gets maybe 3 hours of sun. And then she gave me some sedum, which needs to be in the shade for the most part. And then I think I got to ask her now. I think this is some type of a lilac. I forgot. And I don't know if it has to be perennial, because everything in her yard is perennial. So I got to ask her what that is, but I got to figure out where I'm going to put all the rest of these babies. All right, my husband got me this stand for Mother's Day. No, for my birthday. No, for Mother's Day. Anyways, I love it. I think it's awesome. I don't know that I love it here. The problem is where I have these, my 2 prayer plants need to be, this is the best room for them because they can't get direct sunlight. But I don't have a lot of plants that have those same care requirements. So I really don't have anything else that I can put on there. I think I'm going to move it. Let's see if we like it. Plus, I would have to get rid of at least one of the end tables. It's taking up too much room. I can barely get to my file cabinet back there. And I really didn't want to do that. So let's move it and see if I like it in a different spot.
now that I'm thinking about those plants Vivian gave me, I don't know if it was a lilac or a violet. I can't remember. I got to text her and ask her. Anyways, I'm going to move this plant stand right here behind the couch. I'm going to have to do a teeny little bit of rearranging with the furniture.
this is a south-facing window, so I can put more plants in this room. I don't have any plants in this room at all. So I thought I would try it behind the couch here. And I'll have to figure out the furniture placement a little bit later. It's probably not exactly even or right, but that's okay. So my ZZ plant, although will tolerate low light, will definitely thrive more with some more direct sunlight or indirect sunlight. And I thought I would move my anthurium, and my neon pothos is really not getting enough light right now, so I wanted to move that one as well. I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, it'll work wherever I put it, but I don't know. The only thing I'm really worried about is either the grandkids or my animals knocking it over.
All right, I'm going to try this for a couple of days and see what I think. I've had the in the front room for about a week. Look at how much my mandula has grown since I repotted her. And look at how big this new leaf is. I probably should think about putting her on a plank or a moss pole. She'll grow huge. So don't have a lot of room here, but this is kind of what it looks like. I think the neon pothos will like this spot better than where I had her because she wasn't getting a lot of sun. Maybe this will help the ZZ. They are lower light. They tolerate lower light, but if you give them some sun, they'll grow more. And I think anthurium will like it here too. I don't know. Look at, she's got a new baby leaf. Oh my gosh, she's been putting out so many leaves for me. Look at how teeny that is. It's so cute. I was telling the girls, I said, I think this is going to be her biggest leaf yet. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's teeny. And I'm like, yeah, but do you see how high up this is? It's going to be big once it opens. So, I don't know. I think I like it here. I have no plants in this room at all. I would need, man, it means I got to go buy a new plant, darn it. I need something little over there. I don't know if I'll keep her here. She's been doing so good in the window. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Let's see. I mean, you can't really see the stand from back here, but you can see the life, the plants. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I got it, like I said, I got to test it for a couple of days and see if I like it here or not.
There's definitely plenty of room to move around, so it's not blocking anything. And I will take the hanging part of the neon pothos off because I'm not going to use it as a hanging basket. But I think I like it here. But then I also am like, I don't know, do I like it here? That's why I said I'm going to give it a few days because initially I'm never quite sure.
The new leaf opened on my little mini monstera. It's so pretty. It's almost like a little half moon. It worries me though, because that is a lot of white on there. So hopefully it won't turn brown or die off. But anyways, that's exciting. And oh my gosh, look at the new leaf on bigger monstera. This is going to be a massive leaf. I can already see 2 fenestrations. But look at what a beauty she is. She's just such a beauty. And the new leaf is going to be so awesome. I'm going to really have to think about getting her on a moss pole or a plank very, very soon. All right, I told you it was going to be a shorter video. We're going to close the video out. Because it's already Monday. I don't really have time to work on anything else before I post the video. I thought I would give you an update on the flowers. Holy crap, can you see how big those sunflowers are getting? They are getting so dang big. Something is eating them up though. The leaves, I mean, they're still growing fine, but some of the leaves are really getting eaten up. I mean, I guess that's just, we're outdoors.
So they're all growing wonderful. My cosmos are all growing wonderful, except for the Black Magic. I only have 1 out of 5 seeds that germinated that's finally coming up. A lot of my marigolds are coming up. There's some more of my cosmos and marigolds down there. My snapdragons are doing fantastic. I can't wait to get these planted out. Here's the thing that is not doing good, which is kind of funny to me because they should be the easiest thing to grow, is my zinnias. I water them every day, but look at, I don't know if maybe I just didn't, like this one is, that's probably not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. Like a lot of these, I mean, I have some that are doing okay, but a lot of them are just not doing okay. I wonder if I left the dome on and it just got too hot and burned them up. I know they love heat though. I'm going to direct sow probably a lot of zinnias, which will, hopefully they'll do better than what these ones are doing. But I was just kind of surprised that I had such wonderful success with almost all of the rest of them. And these, I wonder too, I did put them outside. I know they love heat. And I put them outside when it was chillier. It was like 40 and 50 degrees. I did bring them in at night if it was going to be like 40, but if it was going to be 50, I did leave them out. And a lot of them germinated and are just like flipping dying back. So anyways, there you go. We got some things planted in the front, moved around my plant stand, gave you an update on the plants and a little update on the flowers. I really wanted to try to just do flowers this year that I was growing myself, which obviously I'm going to be doing a lot of that. But I think I'm going to go to the nursery because I want to get these potted up. And, you know, I'm not growing that much. I'm growing a fairly large quantity, but not that much variety. So I think next video, maybe we'll do these pots and plant them up with some pretty already growing flowers from the nursery. So there you go. That is what I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much, and I'm going to see you again next week. Bye.